Good morning, welcome to my bedroom. I woke up this morning and it was actually sunny outside, so I've decided that despite the fact I have a meeting to prepare for this afternoon and lots of work to get started on, that I am going to spend an hour or I don't know, maybe a little longer walking out into the country, taking advantage of the sunshine and doing some on-planer sketching. The last time I was able to get outside and sketch was actually this past weekend on Saturday. We went to a beautiful woods and moor walk near, not that close to our house. I guess it's about an hour's drive away, but you know, we're from North America, so an hour's drive is like basically nothing to us. So we went there, and it's actually the forest where the Robin Hood Prince of Thieves was filmed. And it's so magical. It's not the first time we were there, but the light was so perfect. It was a really beautiful day. And I was able to do a bit of watercolor sketching at the top of the hill after we got up to the top of the moors. There's this beautiful view over the North Somerset coast. But it was chilly and really windy. So I know that the days are getting less and less where you can go outside and take advantage of things. Today, I think it's going to get up to about 15, 16 degrees. So it's not that warm, but at least it's sunny and it doesn't sound like it's windy. So let's see. So as I walk through this park from the town, I will get right into the countryside. You can, if you squint and zoom, you can see Glastonbury Tor in the background. So I might have just found my first view. I really like this path that's going off into the hills. So I think I'm gonna give this a try and see what I can come up with. I'm gonna get my sketching stuff out of my backpack and see how it goes. So I'm using this Koval 100% cotton Fabriano sketchbook. I got it quite some time ago, but I wanted to have a couple sketchbooks under my belt before I whipped this one out so that I would feel like I actually would know what to do with it. And this is my little sketch setup. Ideally, the sketch companion goes into the spine of the book that you're working on, but it clips on just as well this way. So this is a bit of a strange orientation. It's like a portrait style, but it's a very long portrait, so I like to use it like a landscape. And yeah, this is what I call my mixed mini palette. It's got a mixture of Winsor Newton, Daniel Smith, Gallo and ESSEE paints in it, and a lot of like natural and earth tones. And yeah, so I'm just gonna try sketching this scene and I'll get back to you once I've got a pencil sketch down. Okay, let's take a look at the sketch that I've created. The first thing I do when I do a sketch is to sort of pick out the edge elements. Actually, the first thing I do is get the horizon. So in this case, I decided to place my horizon pretty high up on the page, about 2/3 of the way up, and then to use the pathway, the wheel wells of that road as leading lines leading off to the side. So I established the horizon line. I put in some of the major edge elements such as like trees so that I know kind of what is contained within my view. And then I work on the perspective, and yeah, then I try to place in the major tree elements. And I'm always just sort of comparing what I'm drawing with what the view looks like and trying to get the scale and the relative positioning of all of the elements as close as possible. Yeah, so I don't think I can film myself while I'm painting, but I will get back to you again when I've got the first wash down. Yeah, okay, so here we are at the first wash. I had a few mishaps. My water spilled all over my page right when I was trying to lay down the first wash, so it got much more wet than I was anticipating, but that's fine. And I've tried to lay down some lighter washes here. I have a little bit of blue going on for the undertones for the wheel ruts, as well as hopefully to get some reflective water up there. Put down some vibrant greens for the grass edges, and some sort of yellowy greens for the fields. And then the sky is a mixture of indigo and ultramarine ash. I don't have like a pale blue in my palette right now, so I just did the best I could with what I had, and I'm fine with it. I like this sort of like more intense sky going on here. Yeah, so I'm going to let this dry, and as soon as that's dry, I'm going to refill my water cup, not as full as last time, and hopefully no more spilling mishaps. Okay, here we go on the second wash. My dog has been incredibly impatient. She's just sort of standing around, whining sadly, and eating sticks and eating grass. We've had quite a few dog walkers come by with lots of dogs off leash. You're not supposed to have dogs off leash in the country because there is livestock around. However, basically nobody follows that rule except for me, it seems like. So anyways, lots of dogs to deal with, but this is how it's going. I've gotten a sort of second darker wash in here, and I'm just trying to define some of the trees and some of the shadowy areas of the grass at the right hand side of the frame. So as soon as that's done, I'm gonna go in with just one more layer, and then I'm gonna probably finish off the rest at home if I need to do anything else, and just continue on with my country walk. So this is where I'm at, and yeah, I'll see you at the next one. Okay, so this is what I've ended up with as my final wash. I really worked on darkening up the trees on the horizon, trying to get that contrast, which is really evident if we zoom in here. You can see there's a big contrast between those dark trees and the brightness of the fields. So I was really trying to capture that in my final wash, really getting those dark shadows, and then just sweeping a few shadows using my indigo color across the edge of the hedge and into these foreground grasses, a little bit of texture for these little rocks and bits and pieces down here. Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with it. I had a couple people come by and poke their heads over my shoulder. People are always so curious when you're painting outside. I think it's not really common to see people doing it, so it makes people definitely come out of their shells and ask you lots of questions. So this is what I did today, and I am looking forward to hopefully more days like this one. So here's a few quick pans over the finished drawing. I just added a few little details with some colored pencils, not very many, just a few touches here and there for the trunks and some of the grasses and a few of the little stones in the foreground. I hope you've enjoyed coming along with me on my plein air sketch session this morning. Hopefully it inspires you to go outside and do some drawing for yourself. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.